Hey, what's up guys, it's Apollo Uchiha here, back with a new movie. The name of this movie is What If Naruto Became a Billionaire, and yeah guys, it's an unscripted movie as well, and I'm going completely off script on it, and thanks to a subscriber of mine, shout out to you my guy, it was his idea, I don't remember his name, it was probably a while back ago that he commented this idea. Thanks to YouTube's new settings, I couldn't even find his name or comment. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed the story, and without further ado, let's begin. Oh yeah, I almost forgot. If you haven't, then please do leave a like and subscribe to my channel if you like the content of this channel. And without further ado, let's begin with our story. Story begins in a vast barren field, as the clashing sounds of fists was heard, and some of the jutsus as well. Three figures were there, all wearing white robes, as two were boys, Hakuromo and Hamura, both teenagers of the Otsutsuki clan and the sons of the rabbit goddess Kage Otsutsuki herself, as she was the one who was their opponent. Mother, please stop this! This is madness! No, Hakuromo, this is the true way to achieve peace. I will protect them like this. This is a false reality. Brother, we have to end her. She has gone beyond corrupt. There is no way we can convince her. We tried. But Hamura, are you sure about this? It is the only way. I will strike her juken points. Go ahead, prepare for that attack. That attack? It's incomplete, Hamura. It is our only chance, Hakuromo. Do it. Fine. As Hakuromo started to make hand seals as Hamura charged towards his mother. It's futile, both of you. Stop this and join me, or I will make you. Mother, please, listen to us, Hakuromo said. No, you listen to me. As Hakuromo sighed as his jutsu was prepared, as lightning started to crack on his hand, cackling as the lightning started to turn into a dragon swirl on his arm. Hakuromo, are you ready? Hamura, it's prepared. Juken, 8 strikes! As the 8 strikes were the most crucial points of chakra pathways, where Hamura struck on Kaguya as she was in a pinch now, as Hamura dashed away. Now Hakuromo! As Hakuromo made the lightning dragon clash on his mother with tears in his eyes, as his Mangekyo Sharingan morphed into the Rinnegan, as his third eye opened, as their mother was no more after that attack. That black goo is escaping! We have to hurry! Don't worry, brother, I will take care of it, said Hamura. Water style, water ice bullets, as water turned into ice, and it clashed into the goo, as the goo then disintegrated into nothingness. As both of the brothers then landed on their feet, getting themselves covered. Do you think it's over? No, we have to still take care of that. You mean the Tantails? What are we going to do with it? I have an idea, Hakuromo said. Well, anyways, this is done and taken care of. As Hamura saw a seal appear on his hand, and so did Hakuromo. What is this seal? As both of their eyes widened after realization, because when they were kids, their mother taught them about something. Otsutsukis died differently, and they were reborn. Oh no, she has given us her karma seal. What are we going to do with it? What else? I'm going to stop this karma seal here with my powers, as the Rinnegan blared to life, and the karma seal started to evaporate from Hakuromo's hand, as he did the same for Hamura, as Kaguya was officially no more. No way of regenerating herself or regaining herself a new body, a vessel. She was dead. As both of them prayed for their mother, so that her soul may be forgiven by Kami, as they made their way towards their clan, after freeing their people, they formed it. And time went on as Hakuromo passed on the teachings to his own son after marrying it, a woman who he loved. He had 2 sons as well, Indra Otsutsuki and Asura Otsutsuki. Indra wanted to rule the world with hate, while Asura wanted to rule the world with love. And honestly, Hakuromo liked Asura's answer, so the Ninshu was given to him. Indra was enraged by this. Even though he loved his brother, he was enraged at his father, not his brother. So he made his own clan, the Uchiha clan, separating from the Otsutsuki, and started to cause war with it and trouble, as Asura started to stop him whenever he could, but it was to no avail, because his brother wouldn't listen. No matter how hard he tried to convince him, he wouldn't listen. He was enraged at his father. His hatred was growing, and so many centuries passed. As their hatred passed down to generations, as the generations split into many other clans, as they also fought amongst another, as began the clan warring era. As the clan warring era continued for almost 800 years until the peace was achieved between the clans and the elemental villages were formed. And time passed as the Konohagakure no Sato, a newly estated village in which many clans lived, and the clans of the two brothers Indra and Asura also lived with harmony and peace. They had a Hokage from Asura's clan, as he had also Shadow Hokage. His name was Madara from Indra's clan. Unknown to both of them, they were the reincarnation of their souls, who had found peace for now. As Hagoromo was happy in the afterlife after seeing this, as Hagoromo proposed a thing to, Ashrama proposed a thing to Madara, and Madara was enraged by it. He wanted to distribute the bijus after capturing them to the other villages in hopes of getting peace. It was not a way. Madara disagreed, but the council agreed with him. Madara hated this, and unknown to him, Hashirama went behind his back even after stopping him to gather the bijus and distribute it to other villages. And lo and behold, Madara was right. They started to cause war, using the said bijus to given to them in honor of a peace. And Hashirama was killed. Madara was enraged, and he went on to fight the battle for his fallen friend and his wife and son, who was fallen in the battle as well. He killed 800 shinobis from different villages that day, earning the name of Yami no Shinobi, until he fell in two in the battlefield. Time passed on as the warring continued. After some regression, there was aggression again. As the second war began, this time 3 more heroes rose. They were known as the 3 legendary Sanin, and yet again Konoha came out as victor, but with many casualties and many other injuries, economically and both armorically. As after that, another war occurred. This time a new hero rose. His name was Minato Namikaze. He devastated the Eva forces, killing 200 of them within 2 minutes, earning him the moniker of Yellow Flash and the hero of Konohagakure no Sato, who saved a platoon of getting destroyed at the hands of them. On the other side, Kumo, who was joined with Eva, was devastated by the Red Death, Kushina Uzumaki, as she was red-haired woman from Uzumaki clan and was enraged at Kumo because the said village started to cause war and destroyed her village. And not only that, they also tried to kidnap her when she was a kid. So she felt relieved after seeing their death, even if she regretted it later on. And both of them found love with one another, and time passed on until we come to today, October 10th, as Kushina was screaming, "Minato, I'm going to kill you after I get out of here." "Calm down, honey. You don't need to cause such a scene." "Oh my god, my hand. Sensei, where are you? Come, please help me." Minato's hand was going blue, as all bones in the hands were broken thanks to Kushina's grip, and suddenly cries of the babies were heard, as 3 people started to dash inside. All 3 of them were Anbu. "Sensei, everything alright?" These 3 were Minato's student. One was Obito Uchiha, who was disfigured from half of the side. They were able to save him in the nick of the time. Somehow he managed to survive that boulder. And Rin as well, who was currently the Jinchuriki of the 3 Tails. As Kiri was still sore about it, but Konoha was not going to give her up. Not now, not ever. And plus, she was a perfect Jinchuriki with Isabu, finding complete harmony and peace. And Isabu kinda liked the girl because she reminded him of an annoying little sister that he never had. So it was all good. And the last but not the least was Kakashi Harake, his prodigy student. "Shut up, Dobe. It's alright. You don't have to be like that." "Oh, come on, Bakashi. I'm excited. I'm going to be an uncle," as Kushina chuckled, and suddenly she felt pain as she started to scream. "Is everything alright? Kushina?" Minato started to dash towards her. "Oh no, the seal is breaking," said the wife of the 3rd Hokage, Biwako Sarutobi. "What?" Evacuate! The seal is breaking! Minato, I'm going to leave you here. I know you can take care of it, right? Bivako said, yes. As his students picked up the three kids, yes, they were triplets. Naruto had half red, half blonde hair with one violet and one blue eye, while Menama had blonde hair and blue eyes, and Mito had red hair and violet eyes, as the three of them were taken away from the set area. But Minato wasn't able to stop it, as the Biju was released, as he started to cause havoc and destruction because of his anger of being sealed wrongfully for more than hundreds of years, chaining vessel after vessel, as the shinobi became alert and came to the aid of their Kage who was fighting a lost battle on his own. As Hiruzen came, what the hell is going on, Minato? I thought everything was under control. Yeah, until the birthing process was done and the seal was close to being broken. I think QB took advantage of that and broke free. Damn it, what are we going to do? I have to make new Jinchurikis. There's no way in hell Kushina will be able to survive being able to become a Jinchuriki again. Damn it, she's barely holding on to her life. And plus, she's exhausted by giving birth. Where is Tsunade? When you need her. Minato said, don't worry, Tsunade, I saw her running towards Bavako and Kushina. Kushina is safe. Well, I have to take care of that. And suddenly Kyubi was about to slash on them until Kamabunta suddenly appeared. And on top of him was a clad ninja armor wearing shinobi with none other than silver hair in a ponytail. It was Jiraiya, who was in his imperfect sage mode. Gaki, Sensei, really? Your battle senses have dulled. Good, nice save, Jiraiya. Thanks, Sensei. Can you keep him busy? I'm going to retrieve my children. I have to make a Jinchuriki. How about splitting them in half? Hiruzen said, what? Use the 8 trigram seal that we discussed and have been used by Mito Uzumaki to make her own self a Jinchuriki. Remember the seal I saw that I showed you? I remember. I'll use that. And what do you mean half and half? We can split the yin and yang side of it. Everyone has a yin and yang side, a good and a bad one. We can make 2 Jinchurikis. In this way, the children will be able to sustain its powers, because it's the first time we're going to make a infant Jinchuriki. Hiruzen said, it may be dangerous, Minato. Go now. We will hold it off for as much long as we can. As he summoned Enma and turned him into a staff, as he too went into the battle, alongside many other shinobis. On the other side in hospital, Kushina was barely holding on to her life, as Bibaku and Tsunade, who were there, operated on her by chakra replenishing pills, and not only that, with their healing jutsus. After that, Kushina was safe but unconscious. Bibaku-sama, stay here. I will check on the kids. As Minato appeared in a yellow flash, Sensei, what are you doing here? I have to make Jinchurikis. What do you mean Jinchurikis? Tsunade said. I need children. I need my children to become the new Jinchurikis. What? Are you crazy, Minato? They're just born, and it's never been done before. I have to take the risk. I'm going to use Mito Bachan's seal. It is the only way it will be done. Fine, but let me check if they are able to sustain it or not. As Menma and Mito, who are near, were scanned by Tsunade. They both are okay, you can take them. I'll scan Naruto later. Just go. As Minato grabbed both of his children. As Kakashi then said, wait, Sensei, I'll go with you. As Kakashi holded on to Mito, as Rin gave Menma to Minato, as the 2 persons left with the children, as Minato prepared hurriedly the altar in which the children were laying, as Kakashi and his nuknins were trying to distract the Biju as well. As the seal was complete, when Kyubi realized it was already too late, as Kyubi was starting to split and being absorbed into the seal, as the seal glowed red and orange and then golden before the seal was complete, and it disappeared into the skin of their children. As Minato sighed, damn, as he fell to his knees. As Kakashi came to the aid and looked at the children, as he sighed as well. Yokata, they're safe, Sensei. I know. Are you alright, Sensei? Yeah, that took a lot out of me. As the shinobis cheered because no life was lost that night. And not only that, minimum damage was done because the QB was just outside the village, 500 kilometers away. But The visage of it was so big that it looked like it was inside the village, causing destruction. As everyone cheered and started to celebrate that the huge catastrophe was prevented, as Minato returned back to the hospital to see his wife and other son. He was proud of his children, who has become the heroes of the village, but he wanted to meet his other son as well, who was waiting for him alongside his wife. As when he entered, his smile fell. He was confused because Kushina looked sorrowfully at Naruto, who was squirming in her embrace, as Naruto also looked sorrowful. What's going on? We stopped the QB. Is everything alright? Is something wrong with Naruto? Yes, Minato, Tsunade said, as Kushina started to sniffle and cry. Minato handed Menma to Rin as he dashed towards his wife and hugged her in order to comfort her. What is wrong? What is going on? Is everything alright? Is he in danger? No, he's not in danger. But his chakra coils, they were destroyed and disturbed by QB. It seemed as Naruto acted as a shield for his sibling inside the womb, and paid the price for it. He can't become a shinobi, Minato. He will live a life of a civilian. So what? I don't care. He's alive, and that's all that matters. Right, Kushina? Yes, Minato, but he paid the price. He was brave enough even before he was born. He's the original hero. For being able to save them, so they can be the heroes they are now. Kushina said, his life will be hard. People will judge him. No, they won't. I'll make sure of that. Naruto will become a great person in his own right, even if he doesn't become a shinobi. That much I can guarantee you, Kushina. And nobody can judge him until we're around and look after him. So cheer up. Minato said with determination in his eyes as he looked at his wife, as Kushina found a new determination and smirked. Yeah, you're right. Why am I worrying about that? I'm Kushina Uzumaki, the Red Death. Tebane, she said as everyone chuckled. As time passed by until an envoy dropped there. Okage-sama, the council requests your presence. As Minato left alongside his students, as his wife and children rested there, Kakashi stayed behind. Why aren't you coming, Kakashi? Rin said, I will stay behind and look out for Kushina-san and the children. You don't have to, Kakashi, said Kushina. No, I will, because we don't know. Something might happen again. What do you mean by that? I mean, another shinobi might try to attack. Because the QB was released and everyone knew that you were the Jinchuriki. So there might be speculations that there was a new Jinchuriki and he might try to, well, attack you or him. Because they know now that you are weakened. The news might spread. Good observation, Kakashi, Minato said as he was on the outside of the doorway. You can stay here. Why don't you stay here as well, Obito? And Rin, you as well. Fine, Sensei. I guess I can stay. Thanks, Bakashi. Because of you, I'm going to stay here now and take care of kids and change their diapers. Nuh-uh. That's your job, Dobe. I'm not doing that. Ah, boys. I'll do that. You don't have to worry about. Just go on and read your perverted Icha. Wait, Dobe. Did you get it? Yeah, boy, I got it. The limited edition golden triplex of Icha tactics. Here we are, as both of them started to giggle in the corner like girls and pervertedly. A hand on their face and a blush on their cheeks, as both of the women groaned. Men. As Minato on the other hand arrived inside the council chamber. I guess everyone is here now. So, why did you call me here? Minato said as he sat down on his Hokage seat. Who are the Jinchuriki, Minato? Asked Danzo, getting straight to the point. They are my children. Hokage-sama, Mibuki said. Is Kushina alright? Yes, Mibuki. She's alright. Yukata. And are the children safe? I mean, their consciousness isn't being threatened? No. The seal I used is the seal that Mito Uzumaki used, the wife of Shodai, to make herself the Jinchuriki. The seal, she said in her mindscape, was that the QB was nailed to a rock, all 9 tails of it, and was chained, and behind him was a lava, and outside of him was giant bars. So in no way in hell they can interact with one another. I guess we'll take you up on that words, said Hamura. Other than that, congratulations on becoming a father. So who are you going to name the clan here, of both Uzumaki and Namikaze? Obviously the elder ones, and I heard you have another son, Minato. What about him? He doesn't have any chakra coils. Well, you see, Minato began to explain what happened to Naruto before he was born and what his condition was now to them. And it is to be kept a secret, because if anyone outside this council meeting or the village knew about him, he will be targeted by my enemies, and not only mine, by Kushina's as well. And I don't want to happen to that. That is quite an interesting condition, but we're happy that he's alive. So he's the real hero, said surprisingly Fugaku, which caused everyone to look towards him as Minato smiled. What do you mean? Hiyashi said. Obviously he's not. He's just a kid who was suffered a lot. Wow, Hiyashi, you're dumb, said Tsunami. What do you mean by that, Inizuka? What Fugaku is saying is true. What a track. I'll explain. You see, Naruto was able to save them by taking the beating from the QB even before he was born. So he was strong and was able to sustain the injury without letting the other two being hurt. So he's the real hero. If the other two were hurt, think about it, what would have happened? As their eyes widened. Oh, I see. I'm sorry, Minato, if I wronged you in any way. No, it's alright. We all have our own views. And I'm happy to see that many of you see the whole story and scenario from my point of view. I'm proud of him. And I'm going to make sure that he isn't overshadowed by his siblings or me, or Kushina. As everyone smiled, even Danzo smirked. We'll see about that, Minato. See about what the brat can do. A prodigy, a civilian. We'll see. As after that, they discussed what they should do about the minor damages, and the meeting was adjourned. And time went by, and so we see 5-year-old Naruto sitting in his father's office studying about economics and such stuff. He was intrigued and wanted to invent some stuff to help out the village when he saw that their technology was lacking. He found a book about technology and pictures from Snow Country, and he was intrigued that they were so far ahead of them. He wanted to do stuff. So he asked permission from his father so that he could work and gather some money. Obviously his father rejected the idea and gave him the thought that why don't he give him the money. Naruto said no, because he wanted to make his own project, because he was an person with quite pride, so he wouldn't take money from his father, which caused his father to beam at him. So his father introduced him to Jiraiya, thinking that he might can give the idea to the said kid, because Minato honestly couldn't, and so couldn't Kushina. While both of the parents were happy that Naruto understood them and they had to train their siblings, and still interacted them whenever they were sitting there, and interacted as a whole family. And both of his siblings weren't cocky or anything. Their parents made sure of that and were nice to Naruto and all. Naruto was honestly thankful for that much. As after 2 days, Jiraiya came by to visit Minato and introduced Naruto to book writing and content writing. Naruto started to write down his stories in order to get some money. And he didn't know he wrote down a brilliant story. He wrote down an fantasy romance novel that hit it off and became #1 selling, not only in Land of Fire, Land of Snow, Ice, Rice, and many other lands which are prominent. And Naruto became millionaire in nighttime thanks to that book, which caused his parents to have slack-jawed because Naruto just made a lot of bucks and he was more richer than them now with a single book. As Jiraiya was passed out and his brain was not functioning anymore. As Naruto chuckled, he could finally make his project work. As Naruto bought an abandoned building inside Konoha, thanks to his father being the Hokage, it was easy to register it in his name, and started to convert it thanks to the employers there and getting quite workers, and started to make it into his lab. He was going to start his own corpse, Naruto Corpse. He named it, but his father said no, it wasn't good. Naruto wanted to ask what his father meant by that, and his father gave him a suggestion, Maelstrom Corpse. How about that? Naruto liked it because it meant that it was his name's meaning. So Naruto went with it. His new name, Maelstrom Corpse. As everyone was quite intrigued in the council when a new company and corporation arrived out of nowhere. When Minato told them that it was their son Naruto's, their jaws were dropped, and they asked how could Minato do this to his own child by spoiling him so much and giving him such money to spend on. Well, Minato surprised them yet again by saying that Naruto wrote down the fantasy novel that was now a hit in the whole land of fire, and many of the council heads and clan heads enjoyed it as well. Even Danzo had a copy, and they were slack-jawed that a 5-year-old kid wrote that story, and it still made more money than Jiraiya's whole lifetime of work, which was actually peeping at women, nonetheless. For next 5 years, when Naruto was at the age of 10, Naruto worked there diligently, working on many chakra objects that he could be used. And thankfully there were some Anbus that he hired, or Genin, that were there to help him aid in these test subjects. And after that, Naruto was able to present his weapons to a convention that was held in Iron Country, in which all of the shinobi villagers gathered, and Kages as well, as a Kage summit and a convention to see the technology of other villages so they could buy it. Naruto, being the representative of Maelstrom Corps, was there as well with 2 weapons that he created that he wanted to represent, and so was the Snow Company, the Snow Inc., as there as well, to sell their cheap weapons. Everyone bought from them because they had the monopoly, and Naruto was a new competitor. As he entered there, many of the people were intrigued to see what the new company brought, because it was a new face in the market. After seeing that what Snow Inc. brought, it was the same old second-hand technology that they used for almost 10 years before bringing it to the world and selling it to them on maximum prices. As Naruto introduced, "Hello everyone, I'm the representative of the Maelstrom Inc. Actually, I am the owner. So these are the 2 projects I worked upon, and I wanted to sell it to the other villages alongside mine as well. So, how does this work? It is a chakra cannon compressedly made out of chakra. A bullet will be fired at 100 miles per hour and can cause devastation up to 50 kilometers of range in a circle." Surprising. Can you demonstrate? Well, can I have a volunteer? Any one of you, as Raikage was the one who stood forward. Thank you, Raikage-sama. No worries. Where can I aim the shit? It's not a shit. The name is Chakra Cannon. Yeah, whatever, kid. Where I can aim it, so I can tell you that it will break. I have so much chakra. We'll see about that. Why don't you try? As Naruto aimed the cannon towards a rock that was at the other side of the village, almost 50 miles away from them. As Raikage powered the cannon with his chakra, as a compression bullet made out of chakra was formed, as it fired with a large boom, causing a shockwave to erupt from its cannon. Raikage's eyes widened, as in a blink of an eye, the huge boulder was destroyed, and the boulder behind it was destroyed, and another one, and another one. Everyone's jaws dropped, and the Snow Inc. were now foaming from their mouth. They held a monopoly, and they knew that the new competitor that brought this weapon was going to sell like hot cakes now. And as for the next weapon, I have brought this. These are chakra compressed cannon gloves for those who don't have an arm or are amputated. These can fire chakra blasts from their hand, and not only that, can help you form hand seals. They are made out of chakra metal, so they are conductive. But it is a goo, said B, who was Raikage's brother. "Ya fool, are you making us a fool? That's just black goo and stuff." "Can I have an amputated person as an, candidate here, please?" As A's wife, who was also a veteran shinobi and Konoichi, moved forward. "Mai-chan, are you sure about this?" The kid's saying that it can help amputated people. So yeah, I think I should go. She walked up there with her crutches that she used now. Her one leg was cut off from knee downwards, and she wore a blade there now, as she let blade loose. "What, kid? Haven't seen any scars in your life before?" Sorry, ma'am, no, but here." As Naruto dropped the goo on her leg. "Only 8 drops. What, that's it?" As suddenly, the goo started to form around her tissues, and muscles, all made out of metal. And surprisingly, everyone's eyes widened. And suddenly, there it was, a foot made out of metal that looked exactly like the original one. As she started to wiggle her toes and all, I can feel. What is this? It is genetically enhanced, micro-processed metal particles, which are highly chakra conductive that I made in 5 years of my research. And not only that, it is so close to reality that it can make you feel that you already have a limb, an original limb in which you were born with. Everyone's jaws dropped at that as well. So how much for this? Only 500,000 yen for the amputated liquid, and as for the chakra cannon, it has 1 million yen. That much? Only? I'll buy 800 of those and 200 of those, please, as Naruto made a prox of 1 billion yen that day, and Snow Ink didn't sell anything. And the name of Maelstrom Corporation was renowned and spread throughout the whole elemental nations. It also reached the ears of Orochimaru. A liquid that can make an amputated person grow back his organs, you say, Kabuto? Yes, I was in the convention that was brought to the land of Iron. I was there to see the technology that was brought there by Snow Country. They brought 10 years old technology, some heaters, and not only that, some old weaponaries. And they were high and mighty about it as well, and selling them for only 6 billion yen each. Wow, what a ripoff. And this new ink, or corporation, you say, what was his name? Maelstrom. Where does it originate from? Konoha. As Orochimaru's eyes widened. Nonsense! There is no one in Konoha who is genius beside me. When I left, there was no one there. Unless... Yes, you guessed it right. It is the child of Minato no Mikaze. What? I thought he was the owner, not his child. As Orochimaru was flabbergasted. How much is his age? 10. You mean to say, a 10 years of age child was able to create these magnificent weapons that could be used so much to cause havoc and destruction? Yes. He is saying that he is working on some defenses against his own weapons that he will sell on to the other villages. He has already prepared 1,000 cannons for his own village, and not only that, almost 800 gallons of that liquid as well. And many of that was supplied to other villages who bought it from him. I guess I must pay him a visit and meet another genius mind that is born inside Konoha. That land is quite blessed, I must say. A lot of people, genius, or you can say prodigies, are born there. As Naruto was presented again inside the council, this time after returning from the convention. So, Naruto Uzumaki no Mikaze, we have brought you here to say that the weapons you presented, why didn't you present them to us? Oh, don't worry about that. I'm sorry about that. It was a surprise. I told it to Dad. I didn't even show him or any of them. I was cooped up there for almost 8 months now. Yeah, he didn't kind of return 8 months straight towards home. His mother was quite mad about that. And she's still mad and won't talk to him now. Yeah, I gotta apologize to her now, don't I? Yeah, son. I am honestly mad at you because you're not taking care of your health. Yes, you should, Danzo said, because you made quite magnificent weapons that could be used, as Danzo was using his new metal arm that he lost in the war previously. This technology that you created, it is magnificent and way beyond ahead even the Snow Country's technology, if I might say so myself. The Snow Country might try to duplicate your technology. I will just enhance it, that's all. So, anything else now? Yeah, I'm working on a barrier. What kind? It will prevent any sort of attack or jutsu. Heck, I'm even sure that it will even protect a Bijudama from the Nine Tails itself. Nine Tails won't be able to cross it. As everyone's eyes went, are you sure about that? Yes, I'm working on it. It will take about 2 months more until it is finished. So, what was the profit? One of the civilians asked. A fat civilian. He wanted to know how much the kid made. Approximately 180 billion yen, as their jaws dropped as the man passed out, foaming from his mouth. You're multi-billionaire now? Tsunami said. Really? As Fugaku said, the fuck man, this world is so broken. Yeah, I get you, Fugaku. Yuga Hiyashi said. The kid just made himself a multi-billionaire in a whoosh, just like that, snap of his finger, while we worked our asses going on many missions just to get from where we are now. Yuga clan has only about 1 billion yen in his account, and he has 179 billion yen more. Yeah, the Uchiha clan has 8 billion. As Minato then said, yeah. Don't just spurt out your incomes and your whole annual budget to us. Keep it private, you see. So Naruto, what are you going to do? Obviously invest. I'm going to buy some more properties in other villages. What? What do you mean? I'm going to operate there as well. I'm going to form alliances with them. Starting from Konoha. I'm an individual company, but you were born here. Fugaku said. Yes, I know. I love my village, and my village will be the first one to get the technology and countermeasures as well if it is compromised, as they all sighed in relief now. As for others, I will be honest with them and give them the second best technology I can. It will be enough for them, and I will give them a cheap deal, giving them half of the rate the Snow Ink gives them. It's done, Naruto. So, how are you going to do that? I'll need your help now, Hokage-sama, Naruto said with a smirk. But before that, I gotta go and make up with my mom, who is mad at me, and not only that, my siblings as well. Yes, you're dismissed. As Naruto skipped, living like a happy kid who was going to meet his mother finally. Acting like a kid. Everyone was surprised. 1 minute he is acting like an other person who is quite intelligent and been working in this field for almost hundreds of years, and the next thing you know, he's just a kid. Yeah, you're right, Minato said, chuckling nervously. As Naruto made his way home and he saw that his siblings were training with Rin and Obito, as Kakashi was just lazing around reading his book. Hey everyone, as Menman Minato didn't answer him. I'm sorry, I'll buy you guys ramen. Please, can you talk to me? Nuh-uh, until you apologize to Kachan we won't, Mito said. You messed up, Naruto, you know that? Yeah, Gaki, you messed up, said Obito. As Naruto groaned. Don't tell me, I know, Obito-Nisan. As Kakashi chuckled. Mama, Obito, don't do this to the kid. Come on, Naruto. Your mother is inside in the kitchen, and she's mad. She knows that you're home. She saw you coming there. I guess I'll go there, Naruto said with a gulp as he entered the kitchen. Tadaima, Okairi, said Kushina. As she slammed his dinner there and started to went away, as Naruto jumped down from his chair and hugged her. I'm sorry, Kachan. I know I should have returned, but please, you must understand that I was so close to making a new discovery, and I made it. I'll be able to help a lot of people. Please, I apologize. I won't stay out late anymore. I will return every night. Promise. Really? You're not going to break this anymore? Promise? Promise. Cross my heart and hope to die. No. Never say those words. But I'm glad that you returned finally. Do you know how much worried I was? Naruto was sad about this, but when he saw his mother starting to cry, he hugged her. Mama, Kachan, I'm sorry. Please, don't cry. I promise I won't do this anymore, Naruto said as he hugged Kushina as Kushina hugged him. And he suddenly chuckled. Fine. So, how was your convention? As his brother went and said, isn't it cute? Oi, don't talk to me like that, Menma. I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry, Mito. It's alright, Naruto-kun, it's alright. As his siblings sat down, and so did the 3 students of his father. As his mother said, So, Naruto, after giving everyone dinner as she was sitting on the table, how much did you make? What? How much the profit you made at the convention? Don't be shy, kid. I know you failed or something like that. Well, actually, I made 180 billion yen. There was a long pause. I'm sorry, what? Said Kushina. 180 billion yen. As their jaws dropped, as Obito passed out, as Kakashi chuckled. Hey, Obito, so much for failure. Oi, Kakashi, stop doing that to me. As he groaned, as Rin chuckled as well. And she then said, It's alright, Obito. I knew you meant well, but You should have listened to him first. It's alright, Rin-san. Obito's Nissan is just, an idiot. Oi, Gaki, I'm gonna beat you for that. As everyone had a wholehearted laugh. And Naruto then let them in his own lab that he didn't let anyone in for 8 months. Even the council was there. Everyone, welcome to my labs, he said the next day as the council of Konoha and his family was in, as they were surprised to see a giant blue energy beam there. What is this? Oh, this is the energy that I created. It is a pure energy, much purer than chakra, found in nature. I call it the arc reactor and pure light energy. Light energy? This is what powers my whole grid. I can make as many as you want. This one block can power up our villages for almost 1 billion years, approx. As they looked towards Naruto. Fascinating, Danzo said. Why didn't you give this to us then? Oh, I'm working on it. You see that big one? Yes, that is what is going to powering our village for almost 2 billion years, so I'm hoping that it works. As everyone nodded, Naruto said, Mabuki, we would be honored if you let others study under you and become your apprentices. Huh? Apprentices? As Fugaku then said, yes. You see, my son Sasuke and his twin sister Satsuki, both had low chakra reserves, and I don't need another heir. And I want both of them to study under you and become great discoverers and scientists if you want to. It'll be my honor, Fugaku-sama. As other clan heads didn't have their children because they wanted them to proceed with their clan, but they were still intrigued to see what the young man has created. Moving on, here. It is a device that I made for spine for those who were paralyzed from neck down. As they were surprised to see an old Anbu agent. His name was Yoroichi, who was a brave Anbu, an Anbu captain and commander at one time, and mentor of Kakashi when he entered the Anbu Corps. Yoroichi-sama, you were paralyzed. Well, Naruto over here had an idea and he gave me this. It helps me walk and all, and support my body. It is my external spine, my exoskeleton. He can climb, run, and even punch through boulders now. But it has a drawback. It is still in testing phases. Its only drawback is that it cannot be used in rain for too long, approx 2 hours, and well, the circuits are fried and needed to be repaired and changed. I'm still working on it. Naruto, how did you manage to do this all by yourself? Well, I guess I have a king for it and I went like a mad idiot. You mean you did this in 8 months? You found out. I guess you did. So what else are you making? Many other things. This is the barrier field that I'm making. It's a prototype. You see that it is a miniature version of our whole village. Fascinating. You made this? Yeah, it's almost 1 million yen, as their jaws drop. It is that much expensive? Yeah. I made it from Kazehana Yoko, the best craftsman in the whole elemental nations. As there was proof that it had its original sign there. As Hamura Koharu Danzo and Hiruzen, who were fascinated by his art, saw this and were fans of it. It is true. The child is speaking the truth. It is the original piece. Naruto, it is considered to be a treasure. Why are you using it as an experiment? Well, what I'm doing is to preserve the real thing. This is just a little amount. And plus, I'm making more money now. People are buying more weapons from me. Mainly those villages who can defend themselves and have some shinobis residing there with them, or hiring shinobis as their village guards. And I heard that the land of Wei bought some cannons. I gave them at a cheap price, knowing that they were going through poverty. How much? I gave them 50 yen each. What? You sold those weapons that you sell at 500,000 yens and gave them at 50 yen? And in return they will give us alliances and their port services almost in half prices, giving us 80% off. How about that? As that kept everyone silent, as Naruto had a written document there. This is the proof. As Naruto then called on to his robot, Jarvis, as a giant robot walked towards them as everyone got on guard. Whoa, 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 calm down, everyone. This is an artificial intelligence that I created, an AI system who can learn all by himself. He's my muscle and as well as my bodyguard. Thank you, Master Naruto, because you think so highly of me. No worries, Travis. You're the main man of the house and second my secretary as well. Yes, Master Naruto. Well, Minato-sama, Kushina-sama, Menma-sama, and Mito-sama, it is good to meet you finally. I am at your service. Oh, he also has a programming of a butler, an A-class one. Really now? Fascinating. What can he do? He can fight, use chakra and jutsus and everything else. Heck, he can even do what the jutsu of the Uchiha and Hyuga clan do. As the clan heads ice fighting and then they nerd. How can he do that? He's an artificial intelligence. And what we have gathered information about your clans on Konoha libraries. He learned them and how to interact with them and use them and even intercept them if needed. And I created the artificial chakra pathways for him to use chakra. Is that true? Tsunade said. Show me. As Naruto tapped on the chest plate of Jarvis' body. It was the same body as Ultron in Marvel's Avengers Age of Ultron, but his eyes were golden this time, aside from being red. His armor was the same as Ultron. As there it was, the perfect chakra pathway. As Hyuga Hiyashi activated his Byakugan, as his eyes were fascinating. It is working like a normal human's chakra pathway. As Tsunade then said, Naruto, you just made a breakthrough discovery. You made a chakra pathway. Why didn't you use it to repair yourself? Huh? Why didn't I do it? As they all face faulted. Must have slipped through my head. As every one of them, after walking throughout Naruto's lab, were gone. As Naruto was there yet again late at night after convincing his mother that he will be able to return home. But a little late at night, as he was working on Jarvis, because there was a technicality and an error working in his arm, until Orochimaru appeared in Hamura's way. It is fascinating that you done so much for this village, Naruto. Eh? Hamura-san, what are you doing here? I'm not Hamura, kid. As his voice suddenly changed, as skin started to peel off, it was Orochimaru. What you have here is what I desire. How could you make this? How can you make a pure energy than chakra? It is more pure than my sage energy. I entered Sage more to check it, and I was fascinated. And not only that, she made this artificial intelligence, a being that is beyond even grasp in our technologies. I think that even the Snow Country will be biting their teeth and nails off just to get hands on your technology. They tried, but my defenses wouldn't let them in. As for why I let you in, Orochimaru, I knew you were here from the beginning. Because I obviously spotted two Hamura-sans looking throughout the crowd that was here. And not only that, I knew what were your intentions. I just wanted to figure it out. So, why are you here? I want one thing from you. Can you do it? You want me to make you a body. Because I heard from Erosani that you wanted to become an immortal. Yes, correct. And are you going to hate me or are you going to die? I'm not going to die, but I may have a way for you. If you decide to work with me as a colleague. What are you aiming at, kid? I knew some of your experiments were inhumane, but they were for the betterment of the village. Aside from that, what you did on those innocent people were wrong. I know, but I didn't have any more victims left. And those were just drunks that were trying to rape women that I used. They were still innocent people who hadn't committed a crime yet. And they were going to do it. You could have just disarmed them, but you used them for your tests before they were confirmed as the threat to the village. True. I guess you're right. So, what are you going to do now? And what is your solution to this? Why didn't you use Blood clone. What do you mean? A blood clone. Oh yeah, it is an Uzumaki secret jutsu. I might have it here, Jarvis. Yes, Master Naruto. A voice spoke from the lab, as suddenly an eye-like robot came down. Jarvis, meet Orochimaru the Sanin. And can you give him the Uzumaki's blood clone jutsu? He might need it. Right away, sir. As a copy of jutsu was in Orochimaru's hand. It is a copy that is freshly made, Orochimaru. Anything else? No. Fascinating. I thought that giant metal thing was this Jarvis. No, Jarvis is an artificial intelligence that can live through that giant metal thing, or you can call it his body. As for him, he's inside this lab's network that I created. Fascinating indeed, young Naruto. You made quite some weapons. Offensive, defensive, and for yourself as well. Yes, I have Jarvis here for me because I can't use chakra network. I mean chakra as a whole because my chakra pathways are destroyed. I heard. As Orochimaru, after learning the scroll for about half an hour, as Naruto worked with Jarvis' arm, and Jarvis was fixed and entering his body. Thanks, Master Naruto. It's much more easier to work now. Well, no worries, bud. Go on and look out for lab and check everything is working fine. Yes. I'll deal with our guest, Naruto said. Right away, sir. Oh, and can you make some tea for him? Right away, sir. Will do. As Orochimaru, after mating the blood clone, said, What now? Why don't you try to transfer your memories? I had a thought about this. Why didn't nobody try this before? Try your chakra and consciousness to move it to the blood clone. Orochimaru tried. And after trying for the third time and failing 2 times, he succeeded. When his eyes opened, he was inside the blood clone. I have my whole chakra, and my body is young. As Orochimaru killed his previous body, as the body was dead. It's worked. You really are a genius, Naruto-kun. I will keep my end of the bargain. I won't bother you again. But I thought, no. I'm a criminal, Naruto. You shouldn't trust anybody, even if you help them. I will not now look at Konoha because my main objective is complete. But know this, that I will get my revenge on Konoha one day. One day I will. On Sensei. You mean Hiruzen Sarutobi? The third Hokage? Yes. Well, that is your matter, and I will be there to prevent that. I accept that challenge, Naruto. We'll see what happens in the future. As Orochimaru left, after becoming an immortal and gaining what he wanted the most. After seeing Naruto's technology, he wanted to replicate it, but no matter how hard he tried, for the years to come, he failed. Time passed, and Naruto had gained some popularity in the younger generation, and he was the face of Konoha now. And Naruto had made some branches of the Maelstrom Corporation in other villages, mainly the 5 big villages, and Iwagakure as well. Naruto visited them and saw that his scientists there were working good. The villages were given small arc reactors, smaller than him, but his village had the bigger one. They don't have the energy problem now. As for the natural energy, the water, and as well as the air around their villages were now more pure and were edible and drinkable, which was thankful as Naruto's reputation inside Iwa and other villages were growing in a positive way, much more positive than either their parents. They didn't believe that such an angel would be born from such devils that took away their loved ones. As Naruto's reputation exceeded even the daimyos, and he was the most richest person because he sold many things, many medical things, and many things that helped those people who were in dire need. He helped out in agriculture field, economical field, and not only that, in energetical field, any field you want, Maelstrom Inc. it was to go. Snow Country was falling behind, and many other villages were now more advanced than them. Heck, 100 years more advanced than them now. They used cars that Naruto called a metal chunk with 4 tires that worked around. Naruto built train tracks to connect each and every one of the villages, as they now had treaties with one another to transport goods. It was Maelstrom Inc. train, and Naruto earned from that as well. First it was just to carry goods from his one branch to another, but then on it changed for civilians as well as for his corporation goods. The Konoha was now the Konoha of Boruto the Next Generation, and the other villages were as well. People were happy that they were now living in heavens when their previous lives, just about 2 to 3 years ago, were hell. As it reached, finally, to Amegakure and Akatsuki, they were an organization who overruled the rule of none other than a tyrant named as the Hanzo the Salamander. After overthrowing his rule, the Akatsuki took over. Akatsuki consisted of three people: Yahiko, Konan, and Nagato, and Nagato's other six paths that he used. As they were talking to each other, "So, what do you think, Yahiko?" As Yahiko was their leader, he had orange hair and looked similar to Naruto. "I don't know. If we go and talk to the kid, maybe he will help us." "I know he will, and if he won't, I will use my powers to bring him down and make him bow to us." "I don't think that will be necessary, friend," said Konan. "Anyways, let's go." As the three of them made their ways on a paper bird towards Konohagakure no Sato, and to their surprise, when they were in the vicinity, they were struck by an unseen force field. As they could see through the village, it was a see-through force field, but when they were in contact with it, they couldn't go through, and their faces were plumped on it, like on a glass. What is this thing?" said Yahiko. I don't know." As when they got off, they landed in front of the gates. As they were let in and guided towards Hokage's tower, as Naruto asked, "Greetings. Why did you try to enter our barrier earlier? And then, what is your goal entering our village?" Hokage-sama, we wanted to get in contact with your son, Naruto, the owner of the Maelstrom Corporation. We want his technology so that we can help our village, Amegakure." Wasn't it ruled by Hanzo the Salamander?" "Yes, it was, until we overthrew him. Now we need his help. Our home needs his help." "Can he help us?" Yahiko said. "You have to ask him. He is a kind guy, after all, and we raised him to be good." As Naruto came to life in front of him, his image, it was a holographic field. "Hey Dad, why did you call?" Naruto, where are you right now?" "Oh, I'm at Iwagakure at convention. Kurotsuchi-chan wanted to meet me." Kurotsuchi was the head of the department because she was intrigued after becoming the strongest Konoichi there in the field of science. So she studied under Naruto as his apprentice and slowly crept into his heart, and he did to hers the same, and they hit it off. And with Akatsuki and Oniki's blessing, both of them started to date as well. "What? You never told us about that." Kind of forgot." "Naruto, what are you talking to?" Kurotsuchi appeared. "Oh, hey Kuro-chan, just talking to my dad." "Hello, Flash." Kurotsuchi, I told you he's my father. I can't be respectful to him, Naruto. You know that. He killed my mother. I'm sorry about that, but they were attacking our home as well." "I guess this is getting off track. Kurotsuchi, I'll talk to you later. Can you leave us alone for now?" "So what is it, Dad?" Kurotsuchi was airdropsing on him, unknown to him. "I want you back in the village. Some people from Amegakure are here. They need your help. I'll be back there by 2 days. Can you show them the guest house in which they can stay?" "Will do. And don't worry about it. Jarvis will take care of them." "Jarvis?" As Minato pushed another button, and suddenly, a giant robot appeared outside the window as he was flying. As he then landed on the other side of the building, as he entered from there. "Minato-sama, you called?" Travis, Naruto said that you will take care of these guests. These are Naruto's guests from Amegakure." "Yes. Where are they will be staying?" "At the guest house, the one that Naruto created for his own guests that came to meet him." "Right away, sir." "Please, sir and ma'am, follow me." As they were quite intrigued that this metal thing was talking to them. "How is that possible?" "He's all made out of metal, and he has chakra pathways. Maybe this person will be able to help us." Unknown to Naruto, he was idol, hero, and even worshipped in some of the lands because some of the backwards land had deemed him a hero, worthy of being their savior. Naruto didn't mind that. Naruto was happy he could help, but he was earning a lot of money, which caused some of the people to get jealous, mainly Kakazu, Hidan, and not only that, Deidara and Sasori, because what he was doing in his own eyes were an art, and they were pissed about it because their art was inferior to his. So decided to form an alliance and attack him. The Crooked Four, they called themselves. As Naruto on the other side, in the Iwagakure, was aboarding the train. Well, Kursuchi-chan, I'm sorry. Next time I hope we meet, we'll be going on a proper date. Yeah, Whiskers, you always say that. As Naruto chuckled. I'll see you later. I promise. As Naruto kissed her, and she blushed before leaving. Why you? Come back here, you! Kurtsuchi said, because she was embarrassed in front of so many people as they all chuckled. Seeing that, as Akatsuki said, young love. Oh, come on, Dad, not you too. What? I was just giving you a compliment, that's all, Princess. So, why is your mood off now that he's gone? His father called. As Akatsuki's mood dropped and he had a frown. You talked to him? Yeah, he wanted Naruto back in the village. What? What's going on? Some people from Ami are there. They wanted his help. Well, I guess the Akatsuki is there to ask him for help. Akatsuki? It consists of 3 people only, but those 3 are strong, that they were able to take over the whole village, but overthrowing Hanzo the Salamander and his goons. What? Hanzo the Salamander is taken out? How? We do not know. They might be strong. And if they're after Naruto, and if he disagrees, well, another thing will coming after him. As Kurtsuchi then said, nope, it won't. Hey Dad, I'll be going on a vacation, she said in a hurry as she dashed in the air. Thanks to her lime release, the earth beneath turned into water as she dashed on it, or swam through it with chakra-enhanced muscles. Ah, that girl. And suddenly when she got tired, she jumped out, and that the suit or the armor that she was wearing had 2 levers that she pulled, as 2 wings came from her back of her suit, and suddenly 2 thrusters came out as well from the said wings, as she was now gliding and following the train at high speeds that was going towards Konoha. Damn it, I want one for myself. Oh well, I gotta go tell Dad about this. As Naruto, after 8 hours of travel, arrived there, and he was surprised to see Kurtsuchi there. Surprise! Naruto said, Kurtsuchi, what are you doing here? I thought you were back in Iwa? Yeah. You are here about to meet the 3 people who took down Hanzo the Salamander. Hanzo was taken out? Yeah, I was surprised by myself. Dad told me about that. So, what's next? Are you going to help them or not? They might be dangerous, Naruto. You know, I'm worried about you, she said with a blush and a paw. Aw, thanks, Princess, Naruto said with a hug which caused her to be embarrassed. But she didn't push him away. Kurtsuchi, are you alright? Naruto said, getting serious. I'm worried. They were able to take out the strongest man after the Shodai. I'm worried that if you don't agree to them, or if they are for something foolish, what will you do? Kurtsuchi, you don't have to worry about that. As Naruto and Kurtsuchi made their way towards the village, as they were quite surprised to see Naruto, their new hero, with a person from Iwa, as they were holding hands, as they thought that maybe both of them were in love, and they were correct as Naruto entered his father's office to see that the whole council was there, and not only that, his family as well, and Jarvis as well. Hello everyone. Young man, you have a lot to tell to us. Why did you hide you had a relationship? And with her, nothing less. Kushina said, come on, Kachan, don't be like that. She's a nice girl. A nice girl from Iwa who's only looking for a way to skin you alive and your father. Yeah, we're not just brutes who go on and kill innocent people left and right. Innocent people, your people were the ones who were invading our village. And don't start with me about innocent. Your people were the one who killed the whole Uchiha populace. Kachan, please. Let the past be in the past. She had nothing to do with it. I had nothing to do with it. What your generation had done should be their fault, not ours. Please don't push your faults or their faults on both of us. As everyone was stunned by this. I'm sorry about my outburst, Kachan, but it is true. It is why I work so hard. My main goal is to achieve peace. Through another way. I don't want to see my siblings get hurt. I know they had a prophecy about becoming the one who bring the peace, but I don't want to see them hurt. After hearing the prophecy, I knew they had to go through hardships, and, and I can't. That is why I worked so hard, and I finally achieved it. The other villages listened to me and have made alliance with Konoha, and so did Konoha to others, and everything is going fine. We have made a perfect balance. Is there any need for us to bring out the previous confrontations and incidents that occurred against each other? Please, let bygones be bygones now. Naruto said. Unknown to him, Kurotsuchi's bracelet was on live in the whole council of Iwagakure, and not only that, surprisingly inside other villages as well. Kurotsuchi has pushed a button as she was gripping her hand with her other hand behind her back that connected her bracelet to all of the other villages' live media. It was the project that she was working on and was quite successful, and Naruto went complimented her, and that was the day they started to go out. As every village was quite intrigued and agreed with the young man's words. Why should they let their younger generation suffer what they had suffered? If they finally achieve peace, then they should try their hardest to maintain it. Everyone agreed. The populace, the councils, the Hokages, and other Kages as well. As Maiden said, if only he was a little older, or if I was just a little younger, I could have dated him myself. Mizukage-sama, oh, if you talked, I'll burn you alive. Yes, Mizukage-sama. Let a woman dream, silly, he said with a chuckle. As, unknown to all of them, Naruto had achieved the true peace. So, Whiskers, is this your main lab? After the whole confrontation was done, Naruto met with Akatsuki, and they agreed to the terms, so it was none later. So Naruto and his girlfriend went to his main lab, the lab where it all began. Yes, it is where everything began. And I'm going to introduce you to my first friend. Jarvis? Yes, sir. Meet Kurotsuki. Kurotsuki, meet Jarvis. My first AI. First, is there any other, Master Naruto? Yes. I and Kurotsuki built one as well. His name is Friday because he was born on Friday. Thanks to Kurotsuki, it was named as such. As Kurotsuki chuckled. Fascinating. And will we be able to meet him? Not now, but in the future, maybe. I will keep that in mind, sir. Anything else? Nothing. Can you prepare some tea for us and some hot cakes? On my way, sir. So, Whiskers, I wanted to ask, how much money do you have? Can you afford me? How about 800 billion yen sound? Are you joking me? No, that is how much net worth is, actually. And that is how much money I really have. Well, with the money you have, we can... Heck, even our next 800 generations can live off of it, if they use it wisely. Duh! We don't need any of that, because I have already built us a home. Kurotsuki, I wanted to ask this question for a long time now. I know we're young and maybe foolish, but I'm serious about this. Will you marry me? Are you serious about this? Naruto went down on his knee and brought out the ring as Kurotsuki gasped. Unknown to all of them, Naruto and his family was watching this from their Hokage tower, as Jarvis has activated the recording and was showing this to his family, because Jarvis has some pranking kicks that he got from Kushina, as Naruto was away at the time. Is he proposing? I can't believe my brother is proposing. What is he going to say? What is he going to say? Mito said. Calm down, Mito. As Minato has a biggest grin on his face, and so did Manma, as Kushina and Mito squealed like schoolgirls, as so did Rin, as Obito and Kakashi had wide eyes, as Kurotsuki hugged Naruto and agreed, as they were going to get heated, as Kushina said, oh no you don't, you're still too early for that. Her voice, unknown to her, boomed throughout the whole building. Wait, what? Where's Kachan? What? Jarvis then said, pranked you back, as Jarvis cut off the transmission for both of them. Jarvis, did you do this? Oh man, thanks to Kachan, he has now kinks for pranks, Naruto said as he rubbed his head. No matter how smart he was still getting outsmarted in pranks thanks to his mother and siblings. many times. As Otsutsuki giggled. Hey, you know what? It's not that bad, Whiskers. We can make things work out. And time passed by, and Naruto's son was born. Naruto, thanks to other villages, has created another thing to protect their whole planet. Similar to the barrier, who was immune to any sort of chakra or power. As for the Otsutsukis, when they tried to land, they had a similar reaction to that of the Akatsuki. What the hell is this? They said as Ishiki's face was now glumping on the said see-through glass or protective barrier. No matter how hard they used their jutsu power, they couldn't break through it. Damn it! It's like we can't break through. Sir, I think we should leave it behind. There's nothing we can do about it. Yes, we've been trying for almost a year now. On the other side, Naruto and Maelstrom Inc. was still working and developing many other things, such as smartphones and many other gadgets. The world has evolved so much. Snow Country begrudgingly started taking Naruto's invention, and no matter how hard they tried to crack it, they couldn't. Even if they did, they started to sell it for higher money and prices, claiming that Snow Inc. was more prominent and older than the Maelstrom Corporation, but they weren't sold completely because the people bought from Maelstrom Inc. more and corporation, and at the end, Snow Inc. didn't have any business and finally shut down. As Naruto was happily married to Akatsuki and had one beautiful daughter named Kinsuchi Uzumaki Namikaze and Hiroishi Uzumaki Namikaze, his son. As the family of four were happy, and both of his children also had chakras, but they wanted to follow his father's footsteps, and their both grandparents and great-grandparents and parents were happy about that. As Naruto was finally happy and made a name for himself, getting out of the shadows of his parents and his siblings. Just like he wanted to. He made a name for himself. Naruto Uzumaki himself. As this is where I'm going to be leaving the story of, guys. I hope you like this one, and if you do, please leave a like and subscribe to my channel if you like the content of this channel, as this is Apollo Uchiha.